Have you ever felt like your metabolism just all of a sudden started slowing down, like you noticeably dragging, gaining weight when you're hardly eating, maybe even more constipated than usual, to be direct? Even though you're doing the same things, eating the same foods you used to, and you start thinking, is this just aging? But it's not just aging. It's almost always those pesky hormones, but not the ones that we're usually being tested for, or maybe not being tested for sufficiently, which I'm going to explain in just a minute. Hi, I'm Dr. Manon Fielding, and after 30 years of working with women over 45, I can tell you that what most people call a slow metabolism is actually a hormone signaling issue. And today we're talking about two of the most important hormones for weight management and often the most misunderstood. Today it's going to be thyroid and growth hormone. So if you've been following this series, you know that we've been breaking down key hormone pairs that control weight, energy, and metabolism after 45. So far, we've covered insulin and leptin, which is your hunger and fat storage, cortisol and ghrelin for stress and cravings, testosterone and adiponectin for muscle and fat burning. And today we're adding another critical piece, thyroid and growth hormone for metabolism and repair. So think of them this way. Your thyroid controls how fast your body runs, and growth hormone controls how well your body repairs, rebuilds, and burns that fat. All right, one sets the speed, the other determines how well your body responds. And when these both slow down, which is very common after menopause, you may notice low energy, weight even when dieting that won't budge, slower recovery, more belly fat and around the hips and thighs, and a body that just doesn't respond the way it used to. So we're going to start with thyroid. Your thyroid is your thermostat, so to speak, and it determines how many calories your body burns even at rest. So when thyroid function slows down, you burn less fat, you feel more tired, weight gain becomes easier, and weight loss becomes more difficult. So in the early stages of thyroid dysfunction, it isn't that you necessarily need thyroid medication. It's usually that it's not being supported properly. And sometimes your thyroid gets tested and you're told, well, everything is normal, but you still feel off. And this is because thyroid function depends heavily on certain nutrients that are often depleted as we age, even when you think you're eating well. So let me give you an example. Iodine is required to actually make thyroid hormone, but many of us become deficient in iodine because we start using sea salt or Himalayan salt instead of iodized salt. And iodine is also very prevalent in seafood and eggs. And if you're not eating enough of those, it can cause a significant slowing down of your thyroid gland. All right, another nutrient that is required is selenium, which helps to activate your thyroid gland. And without it, it becomes sluggish. So selenium is plentiful in the United States, but soils are significantly deficient in a lot of parts of Europe and other parts of the world. So it can be more problematic there. Also, vitamin D and other vitamins play a role in this hormone balance. So many women over 45 are low in one or more of these nutrients, especially after years of dieting, stress, and gut issues. And this is why in the early stages, making some changes can make a big difference, like improving your nutrient status, supporting sleep, reducing stress, balancing the other hormones. And this can help kickstart your thyroid. So let's talk about growth hormone now, because this is a missing piece for many women. Growth hormone is your repair and fat burning hormone. It helps your body burn fat, maintain your muscle, recover more quickly, and stay metabolically active. Now, growth hormone is released mostly during deep sleep. So you can imagine what happens during perimenopause and menopause when sleep becomes much lighter and more disrupted. So growth hormone drops when your sleep is off, your fat burning and repair go down, and this really can become a major factor. So growth hormone is also strongly influenced by protein intake, your nutrient status, just like with thyroid, and how much or how little you're eating. Now, many women try to lose weight by cutting calories, because that's what we were taught when we were younger, over exercising, or under eating protein. And you see what happens, growth hormone drops, which leads to decreased muscle repair, decreased fat burning, and if you're not burning it, what's happening? You guessed it. It just sits there around your belly, your hips, and your thighs. And let me give you an example from my files. I had a client, let's call her Susan. She was doing everything she thought was right, eating healthy, exercising, and trying to be consistent. But she was exhausted, not sleeping well, and her weight wasn't budging. And when we looked deeper, we noted that she was cutting down her portions, eating more vegetables because she thought that was healthy, but less protein. And she wasn't getting enough deep restorative sleep. So her body wasn't producing the growth hormone that it needed. So once we worked on sleep quality, stress support, and fueling her engine properly with protein, her energy improved, her cravings decreased, and her body started responding again. Now, poor sleep and stress don't just affect growth hormone, they also impact thyroid function. So your metabolism also slows down and your body lost the signals that kept it running efficiently. So let's talk about a plan that you can use to kickstart both of these hormones. Prioritize deep sleep. That means that you need to have foundationally 7 to 9 hours of sleep with minimally 1.5 hours of deep restorative sleep. If you have a sleep tracker, you can check how long that you're in that deep sleep state, and you want at least 1.5 hours. If you're waking up groggy, have daytime fatigue, brain fog, and require a lot of caffeine to get you going, then you may not be getting enough of this stage of sleep. And you can improve your sleep pattern by these things here: going to bed at a consistent time, keeping your room dark and cool because your brain shuts down faster and deeper when it's darkened in your room and cool. Avoid late night eating and using caffeine too late in the day. Even small improvements in sleep can significantly improve how your body repairs and burns fat. Number 2 is eating enough protein. So your body needs protein to do repair and maintain muscle. If you're under eating protein, the body simply can't do that effectively. We're talking about 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal, so 90 to 100 to support recovery and metabolic function. Number 3 is don't diet. This is a big one. Dieting slows down your thyroid and drops your growth hormone. Chronic calorie restriction tells your body to slow down your metabolism because it puts you into conservation mode instead of fat burning mode. And we want more fat burning, right? So improve fullness and minimize cravings. You can eat more protein and healthy fats, which will help these hormones function better. All right, number 4, support your thyroid with key nutrients. Your thyroid, as we talked about, needs specific nutrients such as iodine. And you can get iodine from seafood, dairy, and eggs, especially the egg yolks. So don't just eat egg whites. And yes, don't be afraid to use iodized salt. Many women switch completely to sea salt or Himalayan salt, which contain little or no iodine. And over time, this can severely contribute to iodine deficiency and thyroid problems. And other important nutrients include the selenium and vitamin D, and these can be tested for and are often low. Even one Brazil nut contains enough selenium for the entire day. All right, number 5, Strength training affects both hormones, all of hormones actually. Strength training helps support thyroid and stimulates the growth hormone, preserving muscle, which is a very powerful thing you can do for your metabolism. Number 6, manage stress and support your nervous system. Chronic stress disrupts both the thyroid and growth hormone, and even small changes like slowing down your evening, doing breath work, going outside and walking in nature can help regulate these systems, and these are foundations. So here's the truth. It's not just about knowing what to do, it's actually taking the correct action and having a system that puts it all together. And what we have put together is a 10 hormone advantage program. These steps are broken down clearly in the workbook, so you're not guessing and you're following a structured plan. So if you want to know your 2 top hormone imbalances so you can know where to start, take our hormone, weight, and anti-aging quiz. The link is in the description. And if this resonated with you, please like this video and subscribe to our channel to continue the series. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. All right, have a wonderful day. Namaste.